Had no idea that steel guitar was going to be the future of my life, but the Lord only knows them kind of things.
They go all out trying to make it the very best. It's like an art to them.
It's still a little bit of a mystery how it all started.
He didn't really know what a steel guitar looked like.
My own intentions were to have one for my own personal use. And it wasn't good enough, and so I would build another one.
When he first got one out on the floor and he was going to play for the first time, I was very nervous because I didn't know what would fall apart first.
Knowing how took a long time.
Seemed like we started meeting people and they'd want one of his guitars, and they kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
I have to accept what comes my way and appreciate that. And the steel guitar has taken me in more places than I could have ever imagined. I grew up in this part of the country and actually farmed on this piece of property that we're now setting. When I moved back here, building guitars in the same building that we stored tractors in and wheat and rebuilt trucks.
Of course, we make all our parts in our shop. It's just awesome. I love watching what they do.
Care that everybody has, you know.
This right here is where our precision comes down to the parts.
Everybody works good together just to get everything done.
It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to come back to this here country here that I love so much, and you know, being able to work with the crew that I've got.
At this point, I'm gonna stick all the rods in the guitar.
We're building something for somebody else to use for a lifetime.
The G2 stands for the second generation of Mullen guitars, which is myself and my brother.
My grandsons, I can't believe it, they've actually come and held such a big interest. They've been around it ever since they was little.
Certain little cutouts here, you know, for the guitar and different components. I got into the woodwork and I found a niche. I mean, I loved it. We sent them all over the place, and knowing that I built that guitar, oh yeah, definitely passionate.
Precision is my middle name. I mean, I do everything that way.
I got it from Granddad, you know. I mean, he's always right there doing everything the best he can, and he did. He passed that on to his grandson.
My granddad, Dell, he's been in love with the steel guitar ever since he was a little kid.
I learned to play when I was a youngster because I come from a family that everybody played an instrument of some kind.
He had started out with so little, and then he'd tear his guitar apart, wasn't satisfied.
You know, being mechanically inclined and a machinist to be able to make the parts, I thought, well, I could build me one.
I've had the benefit of Dell writing all the programs already. This is the part that holds the tuning keys.
We couldn't afford a steel guitar. He had to make one. And then it slowly grew and grew and grew.
I've had the opportunity to be backstage at the Opry and
From a little kitchen, making a mess in my kitchen. Each morning when I'd get up, there was something new added on the floor.
mingle with the celebrities and the stars of the music industry.
My granddad, he got to play on the same stage through the whole system at the Kenny Chesney concert before Kenny actually got up.
I am very proud of my grandsons, and I like the guys also that work for us.
It's all custom, hand built. It's one of a kind, which you don't see too much in this day and age.
I'm cutting this down to make the pedal bars. There's a lot of curiosity, interest working with metal. I've been here less than a year. Now he's got me running machines, doing things that I've never. This will be the pedal bar here.
I learned how to do all the machining and stuff, so I would teach each and every one of them.
Dell thought of it and she did it for him.
As time went on, I became to really love making the guitars.
I probably enjoy the guitars more now than I ever have in the 30 years that I've been building guitars.
That's one of the best things he did pass on to us, just making sure it's perfect, you know, and there's a lot of satisfaction in that, knowing that you made a product and you did the best that you can, and it's beautiful.
I know when one sets up on its legs that it's going to work.
Mirror changers, basically moving, something like that. This guitar is built to last a player at least 20, 30 years.
The steel guitar really is a very underrated instrument because most people relate steel guitar to country music.
He tunes every single guitar before it goes out, makes sure it operates correctly.
I hope someday that the younger generations can take it to that level. Right now, it's still basically a country instrument, and it can do a lot more than that.
These guitars get shipped and handled and carried thousands of miles on the road with all the entertainers and the guitar players.
After the finished product, the drummer will get up there and start playing it. It's like, man, it's such a good feeling, you know, it gets you right there.
I've got the greatest crew that I've ever had.
We all become one big family, and that's what's so neat.
All in all, it's been very rewarding.